Virtuous marketing, virtuous family. I've been so busy lately because of the course, because of the webinars and everything. So I wish I could say it's settling down, but it's not. It's still kind of crazy. Oh, I'm tired. These long days are killing me, but I love them. I love them. It's eustress, right? Does anybody know the difference between eustress and distress? We don't talk about that in the English language. It's a Greek word, actually. The word you is preemptive, meaning good. The word dis is preemptive, meaning bad. And we don't really use eustress too much in the English language. We always think stress is synonymous with bad. There's good stress too. When you're enjoying your work, or when you're feeling competitive in sports and you're playing a video game against somebody and it's intense, it's good. You're loving it. You're like, oh, this is so challenging. I love it. It's eustress, good stress. That's the goal, man. You want as much eustress in your life as possible. So as long as it's good stress, there's a point though where it crosses and then it becomes distress. But basically it got me to thinking about this, is that a lot of people that I'm talking to, that I've been talking to and coaching because of the course and stuff like that, there's this hurdle that we all have in our minds, that this mindset that we need money, to get things going, or we just create these imaginary roadblocks. Let's go ahead and say that they're in our head. They're not really there, right? Like, I'll get to that now, or I'll get to it later. Hey Jake, thanks for joining. Hashtag virtuous. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So we definitely have this mind block that we put in front of ourselves. Sure, that's obvious. I don't think anyone's ever going to disagree with that, right? That's abundantly clear to everyone. But what's even more funny is that there's one huge secret, right? That you don't need money to actually get a business going, right? You can actually get stuff going by reaching out to somebody who's already established it, as one. Basically, it's called joint venture partnerships, right? You can affiliate marketing. There's all kinds of different ways that you can jump in. I'm not going to get into the entire list now. Joint venture is probably the reason I'm thinking joint venture is because I'm in the middle of trying to get my webinar promoted. And I've been making lists of people to try to help me out that I can team up with. But the reason that I didn't do it, because I launched my webinar already. Why did I wait to the last minute? I should have been building these relationships last year, right? When I was thinking about doing it, I could have built these relationships and had a relationship with somebody, and then reached out to them and been like, hey, you know what? I'm going to launch this now. Do you want a part of it? And having that trust with somebody that you built up over a period of time, you're a lot more likely to get them on board than you are just to email them cold and be like, hey, you want to start a business with me? They're like, who the hell are you, right? So the reason, and this is the roadblock. I'm full disclosure here, guys. I'm a man of integrity here. I'll be the first person to admit my flaws every single day of the week, as soon as I recognize them. So the biggest reason that was holding me back is I'm an entrepreneur. It's so funny, right? It's a stupid, crazy reason why most entrepreneurs don't reach out for JV partnerships. Because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to put a pin in that. We're going to come back to that in a second. Think about all the people, all the YouTube influencers, right? Maybe Instagram people, they have like 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers, 30,000 followers. They're not celebrities by any means, but they're established, right? So it'd be great to have a friendship or a networking with them, right? A good personal thing. Because if you're like, hey, this is why you don't need money either. Because if you're like, you know what, I'm selling this new e-commerce thing. It's this little doohickey doodad. I've sold X amount of them already. What do you think that if you help me sell them, I'll give you 10 cents on every dollar. 10 cents on every dollar is 10%. I'll give you 40 cents on every dollar. 40% commission you get, right? By reaching out to them and being proactive, trying to build a networking thing. Sounds like a great plan if you have a relationship with somebody. If you don't have a relationship with somebody, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. They're going to be, yeah, go away, dude. Go away, right? So, I mean, think about that. You reach out to a YouTuber who's got 1 million fans. You're friends with them. And then now you want a favor for them a year later. But hey, it's not just a favor. I'm going to pay you for it. But get the traffic to me, and every sale that you make, you're going to get a 40% commission on that. Now it's a business venture, right? It's not just some random weirdo. And this is something that you have to think about. Now, going back to what I put a pin in, the reason why I never acted on this, I always knew about it, but I didn't want to because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the guy that quit my job a year ago to work full-time from home running my own agency. I didn't even want to use the white labeling stuff because I was that adamant of that this I don't know, this narrow vision looking through the world through a straw, that I want to do it my way, right? I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to live life by my rules. I'm not going to have partners. So because of that, and I'm not the only one that thinks this way, by the way. I've been watching these other videos and entrepreneurs, and they all say the same thing. Think about that for a second. Most entrepreneurs, even in this group, they don't want business partners, right? How many of you are probably like, I don't want to go in on it with my spouse because I want to do this on my own. I want to prove something, right? Think about that for a second. How many of us want to prove something that we don't stop for a second and said, you know what? Maybe I should team up with as many people as possible because I might get faster results. Think about that for a second. Let that sink in because that is so true. You're going to get faster results with other people, especially other people who are further along than you. And this is like one of the most painful things in the world for me because right now I'm launching my webinar, so I literally have to pay. Embarrassing moment. Last night, my live webinar, according to my stats, it took me a while to find the stats. I only had 3 people on my webinar yesterday, live. And I spent a lot of money. I had 100 registrants. 100 people signed up for the webinar, but only 3 showed up to it. It's not, I'm not blaming anybody. But what I'm saying is that because I knew about that. And I thought, spending $1,000 here, $1,000 there was going to be good. It's going to pay off in the end. I'm going to build my platform. I'm going to build my thing. I didn't think about the negatives. I didn't think about the possibilities. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate you there jumping in on the lives. I appreciate the love and support you've been given, man. It's really awesome. I hope you're gaining a lot of value from this. I didn't read your previous comment. Yeah, giving up control is scary, right? I know. Oh man, what's going on with my? Every time I plug this other monitor in, I get this little glitch. Am I still alive? Am I still alive? Can you give me? I want to make sure I'm not frozen. If I'm frozen, all right, cool. Yeah. So no, that's the thing is that I'm a huge advocate of breaking mindset, and I need to admit to myself that I made a huge mistake in this area. I've been planning on doing this course for a long time. It's been in the works, and I've been applying it. I've done a lot of work, but I was stubborn. I was selfish. I was thinking about doing it on my own, and I want to prove to the world that I did it on my own. I'm all about breaking mindsets now. In this frame of mind, in the world that I'm living, I'm all about breaking mindsets. You got to break the old mindset. If you want to be in a better world and a better life than where you're at now, you have to think like that future you. Does that make sense? And it's one of the weirdest things in the world too, is because that future you, how do you know how they think? You don't know them. It's a different person practically. So you have to think about the life that they're living, the life that they want, the stuff that they do, and the actions that they take. They're not the actions that you're taking in this world, in this life right now. It's a different person altogether. So you have to think about the person that you want to be, and how does that person think? Because this is something that I thought I learned like a year ago, right? And then here I am, and I'm like, now I'm reaching out to joint venture partners, and I'm like, God, I thought I had this lesson learned, but I guess not. So this is it's another thing in life. So that's another reason why it also helps to network and to reach out to people, because they could remind you of this stuff. You know what I mean? Call it a mentor, call it a partner. They can remind you of the hurdles that you're going to be facing, of the difficult challenges that you have coming. These impromptu lives I do them usually when something jumps in my head. I like them. I don't know. I'm going to keep doing them, but I want to structure more of a Q&A on this page. And but I need feedback, guys. I need to know that the Q&As are going to be worth it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna waste my time. But let me know. Hashtag virtuous in the comments. Thank you for the love, Jake. I definitely, I want to give a big shout out to Ed too, because he's been killing it with his efforts and everything with his agency. So big shout out to Ed. Super happy with that guy. Super proud of him. He's going all in with it. And James Stanley too, dude. Jimmy. I'm gonna go ahead and tell anybody, if you guys need a copywriter, look up James. He's in the group, James Stanley. Maybe I should tag him. I'll do a shout out in the group for him. He's a copywriter, and he's trying to get his feet off the ground too. So thanks for being a part of this group, guys. Love the interaction, loving the love. Hashtag virtuous, please. Everyone in this video, hashtag virtuous. Awesome. And you guys have a good night.